nga we bakayita omukyala Magiam okugenda okubitebya oyo ambassador wa Uganda mu Brussels okugenda okubitebya mu European Parliament ate waliwo n'omukyala oba mujjukira omukyala oyo eyawakanya Chief Justice Owinyo Dolu ku bintu byali asazeewo mugundi mu kalulu kali akasooka. Omukyala oyo yali judge mu bajaji 7 ye judge yeka yavaayo n'ayogera mazima n'awakanya whatever was going on. Omukyala oyo final olwaleero naye avuddeyo, video yino gye baleetedde avuddeyo era ye yadduka ali mu exile, yadduka mu Uganda bali bagala ndowooza kumutta oba kumubuzaawo n'adduka n'agenda. Omukyala ono azze n'obwino era naye agambye agenda mu European Parliament okwongereza ku ebyo abanuupu bye bagenda okwogera mu Parliament on Monday. Jukira bayise ono omukyala Magia ne bayita n'abakulembeze ba nuupu okugenda okunnyonnyola bulungi ekigenda mu maaso. Saba muwulirize ku mukyala ono ng'ayogera byonna ebyali bitakinga place. Tebinagwa.
I know, and because now I'm being labeled as the worst judge ever in Uganda for having disagreed with my Chief Justice to follow the Constitution. The recently concluded elections did not meet the international standards for organizing free and fair elections in Uganda. You can't have your rivals being beaten, being stopped to campaign, you know, and then all this, the army taking over the process of, you know, the electoral process, and then at the end of the day you say someone was declared a winner. How? Under what law? How can you give Ugandans totals when you haven't shown them how you have arrived at those totals? We lawyers are known not to be good at math. So I don't know whether, I mean, now he became a professor of math, but lawyers are not, our specialty is not mathematics. But in any case, why don't you give us the opportunity to also add up? Declared. Why did you have the polling stations in the first place? If we are not going to follow that, how can it be that when we are voting, we have polling stations, then at the tail end of the results, we have your totals? A copy of the results, declaration forms are supposed to be left at each polling station. But some of these polling stations were put in, I had some were put in roads, schools, open spaces. So where were those copies pinned? So how can those results be valid? What are you hiding, Justice Vyabakama? So this impunity must stop. I'm 66 years old, and I've seen governments come and governments fall. When Idi Amin took over Kampala, I was in Kampala. You have the leader of a national political party, you know, who cannot live in his home. But how can we claim we have a rule of the rule of law in Uganda when you can, you know, armed soldiers can, or armed people in uniform, whether army or police, can just go and decide to create a military barracks in the home of a Ugandan citizen, even if he's a, you know, the head of a political party. Even when we are doing investigations, you don't have those rights. And for how long do you know you cordon off if there's a crime, but there's no crime, but we have camped there because we are, you know, we are in leadership. These things must stop. So if the soldiers on the ground have removed their names, and we can't get them, we know the name of the Inspector General of Police. And we are the ones who know the law should now put pressure on the Inspector General of Police to account why we have a roadblock in front of Robert Kyagulanyi's house, violating the rights of not only Robert Kyagulanyi but all the owners in the area. How can you camp on the private property of a Ugandan citizen? Political prisoners should not be. Nobody should be imprisoned for their political beliefs. There is no society I know under the earth where people believe and think in the same way. But peace which comes at the cost of violating the rights of Ugandans or some Ugandans is not peace. We all have a right to enjoy peace. You can't say for us to have peace, let those ones not have peace. Where are they going to go? That's why I said if you don't want them, cut off a part of Uganda so that the rest of us, the some of us who believe we can talk to others who don't agree with, maybe we'll live in Western Uganda, Western or Eastern, I don't know. But let's just divide Uganda into two. The one where those who believe, lock up everybody, take over anybody's house, camp wherever you want to camp, kill whoever you want to kill. Let them live in one part of Uganda. When terrorists are being picked up on the streets and the soldier is the court. You are walking, you're a terrorist, and you should be shot dead. And then the report is made on Twitter. They are going around and they are threatening, is it Uganda Communications Commission is issuing a communication to radios. Why don't you want Ugandans to voice their concerns about how this process was conducted? I know, and because now I'm being labeled as the worst judge ever in Uganda for having disagreed with my Chief Justice to follow the Constitution. That has earned me, the tribunal I'm supposed to be facing. And I'm like, why are you wasting time? The real problems in Uganda are corruption. We have judicial impunity, judicial corruption, and corruption by other public officials. We have public scandals, that go on uninvestigated. I saw the government of Idi Amin fall. I saw the government of Obote fall. The government Obote, Obote 1, Obote 2. So, and beyond Uganda, we've seen other governments.
Yes, anadda kwawo. Either bagenda kuyita Museveni oba mutabanyiwe. Bagende na babitebye nga bwe byatambula. Naye, guess what happens? Kasane bakusoya ne balaba nga otagala mu bigambo byo. Bagenda kubuuza tuweeko original copy. Tuweeyo ko original copy ey'ebintu ebyava mu kalulu. Otagale nga ate bo already balina original copy. Otagale otwale fake. Awo wenyini balinawo police. Mbakakasa Museveni wagenda ku European Parliament. Wagenda ku European Parliament EU. N'akomawo Uganda. Bagezi. Nabo bagezi bamanyi how to handle issues. Mpola mpola agenda kwatibwa mu mbeera yonna. Ate nze saagala bayite mutabanyiwe. Nze njagala bayite mwenye yennyini agenda abitebye. Bimulemi kabaka weddemu. Ekyo kye bayita kakabangi. Wano Bobi Wine we yagenze mu Geneva bayogedde buli kimu. Kati kyekiddaku mwatugamba kati kyekiddaku era amaze biseera. Bro, democratic process moves mpola mpola, etambula mpola mpola. Nabagamba teri agenda kuyiwa musaayi. Bobi Wine okutula ku ntebe oku teri agenda kuyiwa musaayi, nze mbabulidde. Majestically, systematically, mpola mpola, gradual. Nabagamba wano oti mujja kulabanga omuntu alayira ogwokutaano Bobi Wine Tebinagwa. All eyes on Uganda. Ekyo nzaba buulidde. All eyes on Uganda. Buli kimu bagenda kubuuzibwa. Already the files zinootingibwa. Awo ku European Parliament yawo bamunyige. ICC etandikira awo. As simple as that. Ekyo kye bakola. kyebakola because already ECOWAS yabawandiikira nebasaba mutuukirize omuyaayo tumunywe. Bano abagamba mugira mulinda muko. Komesa nesalawo nesayininga negamba kino kisusi. Ne babagamba mugira mulindako tusooke tugatharinge evidence emala. Already we are 70% mu evidence. Obukakafu. So, oye yenna ali Eyonga wa NRM ali mu kusanyuka ali mu kujaganya tamanyi kijja. Nabagamba ekijja si muntu. Ekijja si muntu. Never joke with the power of people. Never joke with the people power. Never joke with the silent community. Osobola ogikola kyonna kyoyagala. Osobola bafuula embwazo, osobola bayita ente ezo z'olunda, osobola bafuula buli kimu kyoyagala. Naye time etuuka Katonda aba alaba buli kimu ekigenda mu maaso. Talya mandaazi. Ekyo mukyerabira nnyo. Osobola okuloba abantu byonna byoyagala mu nsi. Naye your 40 days are always there. Ennaku zwago. Yes, you want it or not. And that is automatic. Wenzo okulaba nti Uganda okoza amajja agawera buli kimu kibuki. Naye ensi eno ina abagezi bangi okusingako gwe. Bakuyita the other way round. Era ne bakunyiga mu mbeera emu oba endala. Waliwo amateeka. Ennaku zo tetukyalimu bantu bagenda mu nsiko balwana simanyi. Democracy attests all. Eyogera bulungi. Temugira mukwase buli kimu mateeka. Mukulu bagenda mwita. Yaddako amulaini. Mujja kulaba. Yaddako agende naye anyonyole. Akalulu katambula katya. Lwaki Abannayuganda banyigirizibwa batulunyigizibwa batulugunyizibwa. Lwaki Abannayuganda bakola ebintu ebitu. Lwaki wasiba omuntu ono. Lwaki wono akola bwoti. Lwaki amagye gakyali wa opposition leader opponent wu gakolayo ki? Oba olabanga wawangula ekikutwazayo amagye abasirikale police ewuwe kiki? Lwaki omunoonya ate nga gwe yamuwangula? Lwaki omuntu atuuka okuva ewuwe n'adduka ewuwe ng'ate yali mu kalulu? Kyatuukawo. Lwaki otiisatiisa okumutta? Lwaki otiisatiisa omukola bw'oti? Byonna ebyo someone is going to explain. Ye time Omunnayuganda asanyukeko.